Hi, guys. I really wanted to chat about something that I've been seeing happening, and I wanted to speak from my personal experience as a young man growing up, and let's talk about it. So, there's an OnlyFans model who got 400 Valentine's messages, and she has gotten significant gifts. Like, she is getting gifts, so much gifts. She is so happy about it. Guess what? She's married and also a Christian, and apparently, basically, her average user, OnlyFans user, is 25 years old. So at 45, being married and a Christian, she was able, and sometimes I don't believe these people. Well, look at her here. You know, she was able, she said, basically, she was able to make $1.8 million, right? Now, this is something that I don't, like I said to people, I am not here preaching to people. I was young, many years ago, and I knew what it meant to lack intimacy. And something that I think a lot of young men are not working through with themselves. Once heard people say a lot of young men, a lot of people need therapy. But one thing I wanted to talk about was what's lacking and what's causing this to happen, right? And, I don't want to be cheeky with this, right? But a lot of young men start out saying, hey, I want sex. But here's the thing. Current day, I mean, people can, have sex in different ways, right? Sometimes it's a personal issue, but that doesn't work for them, right? What they want also is the additional human being there, and they want intimacy, which is because what I always find is sex may last for 5 minutes, or those who are the great athletes, sex athletes, last for 15 minutes, but you have a whole bunch of 23 hours and 45 minutes left in the day. So a lot of people actually what they're looking for is intimacy. And intimacy, someone to share your thoughts with, someone to be close with. You don't actually need to be physically there with someone to share intimacy. But then you want the next step, which is human appreciation, human connection. And human connection is something different, not just sex. It's like for me, lying down, it's cold here in Canada, lying down beside my wife, and she's very warm, and we may hug together under the comforter, and that's human connection. Human connection is sometimes watching a movie, and my wife may rest her head on my shoulder, or I may rest in her lap. That's human connection. A lot of people want that. Then the next step is to be appreciated. That's the next step, where basically someone is looking out for you, all of that. That cannot be, people don't get that through porn. They don't get that through what their adult movies and all that stuff. So they're moving to the next step to try to get this through these cam ladies and these OnlyFans and all of that stuff. So because of that, these guys are now really getting out of hand in terms of where they're looking for intimacy, and when I look at this lady, she is basically, to me, a young grandma.
That's really hard to do when you're a busy mom, is to find time to work out. So sometimes I'll just do things in my kitchen, like, right.
Guys, like, I don't believe this woman, like, she said she earned 1.8 million, and I'm finding a hard time to believe that she earned 1.8 million dollars. But guys, like, this is I mean, what's happening here? This lady is very close to my age. Are we that lonely? And as I listen to her
and stretching and of course doing a little,
and I hate the fact that she calls herself a Christian and all that, but forget about that part. But the whole point is that, do we really have 25-year-old young men who are so enamored with this 45-year-old woman? Like, do we really have that? And if we do, are these young men figuring out that you're lacking intimacy? And you probably, a lot of people, what I've noticed, they have set high standards. They want these incredibly beautiful women, and they can't get them, so therefore they look for intimacy in a lot of different places. I think, guys, as I say, go to the gym, get a skill, get a trade, all of that stuff, and then start to date and find someone, not a model or anything like that, but someone that you can spend time with. But this is weird. This is kind of weird, though, right? And when I look at her and see that what she is doing here, it's interesting. At 45, she is no Instagram model. She is no what they call a baddie. But do I believe she gets 1.8 million? No. But do I believe that she gets north of $10,000? Yes. And do I believe that she, gets 400 messages on OnlyFans? I don't know. But what I do know is this is a symptom of a bigger problem. And these ladies, God bless them, are here to milk the simp economy, because the simp economy is something that has risen up, and people are not understanding that this simp economy is, I do understand there's some awkward men who cannot really talk to women. They cannot basically have a regular conversation. I do understand that, but I don't believe that's all her people. I believe there's some men right now who are not figuring out that they need to level up, they need to improve themselves and find someone. But spending your hard-earned money on OnlyFans and on with cam girls and all that stuff, it means that somehow we're not going to the root of the problem, and you're wasting your money. This is something that I will go back to this. Listen, you cannot expect intimacy, human connection, and being appreciated from someone that's taking money from you to show you parts of their body. That doesn't make any sense. For all of that last part, I mean, you could get sex from, as I said, they're different things, but that, as I said, that's 15 minutes for the day. If you were able to, an average person do it 3 times or an athlete doing it 1 time, yeah, that's 15 minutes for the day. The rest of the time you need intimacy and all these different things. And I want guys to work this out, and you have to understand. And I said this in a previous video that, listen, I was 250 pounds when I was 20, and I lost over 100 pounds, went to the gym, did all what I need to do, worked on my career, all of that stuff. And within 2 years, I was in a committed relationship, and that relationship is the marriage that I have now for 17 years. So my suggestion to guys is level up, because you can't continue to waste your money on nonsense like this. Thanks, guys.